Hello everyone, we have released a motivational book called The Singing Panda. The book is a heartfelt guide to achieve your goals and success. You can find the link in the description below. And now, let's begin with our video.
Hello and welcome to TFC. I'm Naveen. 31st December 2019, when the world was ready to welcome the new year, the stock markets across the world ended 2019 on a high note. With all this jubilation and excitement, we all optimistically waited for the new year 2020 to arrive. Little did we knew what was going to happen. The same day, on 31st December, the World Health Organization (WHO) was alerted by the Chinese authorities that 44 pneumonia-like cases have occurred in Wuhan, a city of 11 million people. On 11th Jan, it was reported that a 61-year-old man died from pneumonia in Wuhan. The disease was later identified as novel coronavirus or COVID-19. Slowly, few cases of COVID-19 started cropping up around the world. But all this while, the stock markets continued to rise. The markets ignored the seriousness of this new disease and its impact. On February 12, 2020, another news came from China. Officials added more than 14,000 new cases to the tally of the infected people, bringing the total to over 48,000 people, the largest one-day increase so far recorded. Still, in the midst of such grave news, markets kept on ignoring the imminent threat. The markets kept on increasing. By 19th Feb, many world markets increased closer to their record highs. There was a sense of triumph across the markets. Some market pundits even prophesied that markets could even go higher. But all this upsurge and optimism drastically changed the next day. Reports started arriving that coronavirus has now spread to 47 countries, which has put pressure on multiple businesses, and supply chain around the world has now been hampered as many countries are dependent on China for their supplies. So from 20th Feb, multiple markets started showing signs of decline. 27th Feb saw one of the worst trading days since the 2008 financial crisis, and soon the floodgates opened. 9th March saw the biggest ever fall in intraday trading. 2 days later, WHO officially declared the COVID-19 outbreak a pandemic due to the global spread and severity of the disease, and so the global stock market panic continued. 12th March became Black Thursday, one of the biggest global stock market crash in history. BSE Sensex witnessed its worst one-day fall in history. 3 days later, on 16th March, the bloodbath of stock markets continued. Major indices witnessed one of its biggest falls. Now, in just about a month since the high on February 19th, the world has now radically changed. Major countries have declared national emergency, while many are in lockdown. Many places, national and international travel has stopped. 164 countries have reported over 198,000 cases. Tourism, airline, hospitality industries are in shatters. According to some reports, global stock market losses have climbed past over $16 trillion. That $16 trillion market loss is close to the GDP of India and China combined. Now, almost 1/3 of the global stock market value has been wiped off. Everyone is in fear as we are living in an uncertain world. We all are deliberating what will happen in the future. All those people who have invested their hard-earned savings in the stock markets are worried. In such mayhem, it is important to consider the history of the stock market. Historically, the stock market's reaction to such epidemics like SARS, H1N1 or Ebola has been often short-lived. Previously, SARS, which is also a form of coronavirus that broke out also in China in November 2002, By the end of February 2003, SARS was also recognized as a pandemic. For the next 2 months, the global markets plunged, but as the newer SARS virus cases started declining, the markets rose again. Within 6 months, most of the markets not only recovered but also moved much higher. Right now, it is not exactly accurate to compare SARS and COVID-19, as SARS had affected around 8,000 people and 17 countries, much fewer than what we are witnessing right now. Moreover, in recent history, we have never seen so many worldwide lockdowns and extreme measures. Moreover, the impact of coronavirus on multiple industries in the long term is yet to be seen. Only time will tell what will happen. But surrounded by all this turmoil, I am reminded of an old Sanskrit phrase, Vasudev Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. All these occurrences around the world remind me that humanity is indeed just one big family. Even though we might belong to different races, religions, countries, still somehow each one of us are connected to each other. Any occurrence to one also impacts the other, even though we might be thousands of miles apart. So let's keep the family of humanity healthy and safe. And in all this gloom and darkness, let's not forget that at the end of a dark, dreary tunnel, there is always light. Let's hope this darkness ends very soon. Wishing you and your family good health, and thanks for watching The Filmy Cut.